County, Texas attorney and rancher, and Jorge Ventura is an investigative reporter for the Daily Caller. So, Jorge, what have you found down there in El Paso with these migrants? Are things not as well for them as they would be in Martha's Vineyard?
Well, Jesse, here in El Paso, the migrants are feeling the reality of the border crisis. Actually, just behind me, we see 3 buses of Venezuelan migrants have just been processed. But here, Border Patrol has actually run out of capacity at the processing centers. And after that, they go to their NGOs and shelters. But they've also run out of capacity there. So now migrants, women, children, babies are being forced to now sleep on the streets of downtown El Paso. But you don't see that same outrage, Jesse, from the mainstream media. I spoke to a Venezuelan mother who said she was sleeping on the streets. It's already her 3rd night with a 10-month baby. But there's Venezuelans, if you just drive around downtown El Paso, sleeping on the streets, waiting for their bus ticket to New York, because here the sector is so overwhelmed. Even this morning, I was in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. We were following the migrants in. And Jesse, as Venezuelans were crossing illegally into the country, they would look back at our cameras, give us a thumbs up, wave, some even live streaming the process on Facebook. But once again, this is the reality of the border crisis, and Border Patrol continues to be overwhelmed in this sector.
Wow. All right. So Texas is spending $4 billion on migrants. Shelters are at capacity now. Women and children are literally sleeping on the streets. But the Vineyard couldn't find 50 beds on an island with multi-million-dollar homes and a budget flush with cash. Brent, tell me a little bit about the impact the migrants are having on local communities where you are.
Hey, Jesse. Yeah, here in Kinney County, we've actually had to fortify our school district and our campus with military barriers so we don't have high-speed chases going through the campus. If the people in Martha's Vineyard are going to complain about 50 people, maybe they can file a declaration of invasion like 30 counties in Texas already have. And if they need help doing it, I'm more than happy to give them the template to do that with.
Now, Ron DeSantis is under criminal investigation for human trafficking by a Texas sheriff. I think Joe Biden is laughing because he trafficked, I think, 2 million migrants since he's been in office. What does that tell you about how the left views this crisis?
They're using it as a political pawn. They're using politicians and Democrat areas to try to make waves of their own. But when it comes down to it, it's the open border policies that are literally killing hundreds of people every day, whether it's drugs or people dying at the border trying to being smuggled in. Those deaths are on their watch. We can lay those bodies on their doorstep.
Yeah, making Democrats live with the results of their own policies isn't a crime. We've looked it up. There's nothing in the federal code or state code that says that. All right, Jorge, great reporting. Brent, thank you so much for joining us.